welcome back to more Mansa. It is your boy Mansa. Look, man, we about to be checking out South Africa's biggest pandemic, load shedding, normalizing abuse. This is definitely abuse, man. Like, to go 3-4 hours in a day without power, bro. Like, it doesn't. I don't feel like when you're saying it, it sounds like a lot, but when you living through it, bro, it's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. It's like, bro, I could be doing like it messes up with your work. Like, if you work from home, if you do like things from home, it definitely messes that up. Definitely if it's late at night and you can't go to like a Starbucks or, you know what I'm saying? You can't go to like a coffee shop or place like that to get your work done, and you're at home and you just stuck at night with no power. Like, it really sucks, man. It really sucks. But let's go ahead and check out this video, man. Y'all new here, smash that sub and like the video. If you want to see like my first experiences of load shedding, and it's on my main channel, just type Mansa main load shedding, and you'll see like some instances where, like, when I first came to Cape Town, like, I never even experienced load shedding when I first got here in last December, but I experienced it when I came back in April. And it wasn't even like as soon as I got here in April. I experienced it like later in the weeks or whatever. Like, I just randomly, in the middle of the night, the lights fell out. And it's crazy how it happened because I was dead asleep, but I felt it. Like, I felt and I heard the lights go off. And then all of a sudden, this huge, big, bright light was on. And I was so confused because I was like, how is all the lights off and this light is on? I was like, did they not pay the power? Did they not pay the electricity? I was so confused, y'all. And I was like, oh, it's load shedding. Go look up the video, though. Mansa main load shedding.
Acceptance that the abuse is a part of life and it cannot be changed. Also, that depictions of abuse do not have real-life consequences, and that it is the responsibility of the victim, not the perpetrator, to prevent abuse. As South Africans, we have normalized the abusive relationship we have with Eskom, as we now see load shedding as a part of everyday life in South Africa, so much so that when Eskom doesn't have load shedding for an extended period of time, it feels wrong or suspicious, or too good to be true to have electricity all the time. We are truly living in dark times in South Africa, and the light at the end of the tunnel,
bro, imagine feeling a certain type of way that your lights didn't go off. Like,
seem to be anywhere near in sight. In this video, I will be discussing the infamous load shedding and the energy crisis.
I wonder, is this really the girl that's talking? Like, is this her body? Like, is this what she looked like?
This round, points are triple. We surveyed 100 people, and the top 5 answers are on the board. Name a reason why you would light a candle.
Load shedding.
Load shedding.
I watched that episode. I think I reacted to it on the main channel.
Load shedding.
Load shedding.
Shedding.
Shedding?
Yes.
Shedding.
When the city puts the electricity off for 2-3 hours.
Who the hell thought of that?
Steve Harvey, who the hell thought of that?
Load shedding.
Number 1 on the list, y'all. Number 1, that's gotta be number 1.
Let me ask you something. So, how often do they cut the electricity off for this load shedding?
Every day.
Every day?
Every day?
Yo.
That's stupid. Who thought of that? No, listen to me. There's a lot of electricity.
No, in South Africa.
Nah, they lying, bro.
Load shedding. What is load shedding in South Africa? Load shedding occurs when the electrical power demand exceeds the electrical capacity that can be supplied. At this point, the state-owned national power utility and primary power generator for South Africa, Eskom, has to implement rolling blackouts in order to reduce the power demand on the power grid. Load shedding is also used as a response strategy to cope with reduced power output beyond reserve.
Hey, y'all, my fault. My camera actually just died in the middle of the reaction. But yeah, man, I think I was saying before I stopped recording, like, yo, I really appreciate the visuals my people's put in this. Like it really gives me an explanation of actually what load shedding is or what's occurring, because like I always knew load shedding is just like, it's just there's a shortage of power, blah, blah, blah. But these visuals actually help out and give me a better understanding of the load shedding. You know what I'm saying? Shout out SA content addicts for that. You know what I mean?
Taken offline unexpectedly, such as an extreme weather event or unplanned breakdowns of generators. South Africa is currently experiencing the highest level of national blackouts it has ever experienced since load shedding began in late 2007, bringing the country closer to a national blackout and total disaster.
That's it. Over.
Load shedding! Yo! The announcers, though. Hey. Imagine being that groove and load shedding hit. Guys are just laughing, though.
In the December 1998 report, analysts and leaders in Eskom and in South African government predicted that Eskom would run out of electrical power reserves by 2007 unless action was taken to prevent it. The government took no action to expand the country's energy production capacity before 2007, as government was considering the privatization of Eskom. Just for context, 15 power stations were commissioned between 1961 and 1996, adding over 35,000 megawatts of capacity in a 35-year period. Since 1996 to present year 2022, only 2 power stations were commissioned, only adding an additional 9,564 megawatts of capacity to the national power grids in a 26-year period.
Damn.
Government ignoring this report in 1998, stating that Eskom would run out of electrical power reserves by 2007, would be a mistake that would haunt the government and people of South Africa for the next 15 years. As Eskom predicted, energy reserves ran out in 2007, and load shedding was first implemented in late 2007 to replenish energy reserves. Negligence from Eskom and the government with failing to apply proper maintenance of power stations, some of which are almost 50 years old and are near decommissioning, have caused a situation where the existing fleet of power plants, which were not replaced, continue to operate past their operational lifespan. Power plants constantly require planned and unplanned maintenance, as breakdowns occur frequently, causing a loss of power supply to the grid, forcing Eskom to implement more load shedding. Corruption in government and Eskom is the main reason for this negligence, and many South Africans believe that the government is purposely sabotaging Eskom in an attempt to privatize
Continue
Eskom
until
and the power grid.
2027.
All these factors contribute to the current national energy crisis that South Africa.
Like, I'm thinking, like, yo, when I have some kids out here, I'm be like, look, son, back in my day, when I first got here to South Africa, they had this thing called load shedding, right? For all the electricity. Now, hell, the kids gonna live through it. They gonna know what it is now. 2027, that's yeah.
Africa is facing right
Bless
now,
their hearts.
and we are all at the mercy of Eskom.
I can't say back in my day.
President Cyril Ramaphosa has acknowledged that load shedding has caused a lot of disruption in South Africa. He says that Minister of Public Enterprises Pravin Gordhan is currently locked in a marathon meeting with Eskom managers in a bid to deal with the crisis. Eskom and Public Enterprises spokesperson's phones went unanswered as we tried to get clarity on the load shedding saga today. Eskom, of course, implementing stage 4 load shedding, resulting in blackouts 3 times a day.
Impact. The impact of load shedding in South Africa cannot fully be measured. Even the rich minority cannot fully escape the effects of load shedding.
Really?
The effects of load shedding on any South African can range from a minor inconvenience in a day-to-day living to a life or death situation if you require electricity to live. The rich minority can afford to power their homes and businesses with power and can minimize the effects of load shedding.
And then we don't need the government, you know what I mean?
Don't need the government. So that's an interesting point, right? You ready for this?
Yeah.
If you're rich, which I am, I have my own energy. I have an inverter, a generator, and I'm putting in solar. Wow. So I don't need Eskom anymore. Damn. I have a borehole. I don't need water anymore.
Sure.
I have a security system for my home, so I don't need the police. I have private schooling. I don't need the government for schooling. rich people have gone off the government grid completely because the services are so bad, we just pay for it ourselves. So I pay tax, I get nothing in return. The people that are really being punished by government inefficiency are the poorest people.
100%.
Because they're not getting electricity. They should have free electricity, free Wi-Fi, free education.
Yeah.
But even they are
Free
not
Wi-Fi.
completely immune to the load shedding. The average South African suffers a lot more, as load shedding can extend beyond a minor inconvenience. Load shedding can completely cripple businesses, causing businesses to shut down, which can result in job losses. Cost of living increases as well, as the need to buy food, whether it's because you cannot cook at the time or because your food has been spoiled. Productivity takes a hit, as not much work can be done without electricity. There are countless other ways load shedding negatively impacts South
Microwave,
Africa.
washing machine.
A more interesting stat on the effect load shedding has on the economy. A chief economist says, with Eskom implementing stage 6 load shedding, over 4 billion rand gets wiped from the GDP every day stage 6 load shedding is implemented.
Man, shout out to the Content Addicts SA, man, for this very, very, very informative, you know what I'm saying, educational video on load shedding. You know what I'm saying? I definitely learned a lot here when it comes to load shedding. Like I said, before this video, I just knew the basics, you know what I mean? I just knew load shedding was just because there was a shortage of power, blah, blah, blah. But this really breaks it down, tells why there's a shortage of power, you know what I'm saying? The government already pre-predicted this, or not the government, the Eskom already pre-predicted this a long time ago, you know what I'm saying? And Eskom was right. The government failed us. They failed, I was going to say y'all and us at the same, they failed us, you know what I'm saying? They failed us here in South Africa, you feel me? Like, they should have took action a while back, because now, I mean, like, it's hurting us, you know what I'm saying? It's definitely hurting, definitely when it comes to people who have things to do throughout the day, when it comes to getting things done as far as eating or, you know what I'm saying, washing clothes and things like that. You know, load shedding is definitely irritating, I would say, irritating, you know what I mean? But, you know what I'm saying? You live through it, you get through it, you know what I'm saying? Now, like they said in the video, you know what I'm saying? They made it a norm here. It's a normal thing now. Like, if you don't get load shedding, you're like, where the hell is it? You feel me? But if you guys do my reaction commentary, comment down below y'all's thoughts about load shedding, the pandemic. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stay tuned for my next video. Peace.